What's going on, everybody? I wanted to show you guys today something that's pretty cool. My friend Cody and I, about a week ago, spent just a single night putting together something that I wanted to do for a long time but never really had the space for, which was trying to construct a sim racing seat. And what we did was super DIY, budget friendly, and it's really straightforward. So all we did was just use some 4x4s that we picked up from Home Depot, flat piece of plywood for the top, and then some supports that ran along the bottom and the back. And then we built a base for this office chair, and it's sitting on some plywood because I wanted it a little bit higher, but actually now that I've been testing it out, I'm probably going to get rid of the non-painted plywood right there and get it a little bit lower. But what we did was went to Goodwill, bought an office chair that was only 15 bucks, and the base was messed up, and so we just unbolted it from the base and then put new bolts in underneath the bottom. I don't know if you can see in there, but you can see there's some bolts going up right through there in the back and in the front. So the same bolt holes that were already on the chair, we just used those again. And it actually works really perfect. So as you can see, it's pretty low. The pedals chill right under there. And the idea was that we wanted it to be strong enough that the pedals don't move, but it's adjustable for people of different heights. So some of our friends are taller or whatever, and then that way anybody can play whenever they come over. So really simple. All in all, I'm pretty sure we didn't spend more than $30 on the wood. The spray paint, we had to buy 2 cans, so that was like $6. And then we had to buy we bought some pretty nice screws, so like $10 in that. So 50 bucks and probably no more than, I would say, like 2 or 3 hours including planning. The planning actually took longer than the actual execution of the seat itself. So I'll show you guys how it works. It's pretty sturdy, like I said, and I'm really happy with it because of how cheap it was. There's a lot of stuff that I want to still do, like eventually I want to make a little stand for the monitor so it sits up a bit, and then that way it's like kind of level with the steering wheel here. And then also just drill some holes for some cable management in the back because it's not that nice, the cable management yet, but I just have my computer sitting out back. So it's super easy and I'm really happy with it. So really no complaints. There's a bunch of extra space back there too, so if you had like a laptop, or you could even put your tower up there, I guess, that would be fine. And it's plenty strong enough. I could probably stand on that and it wouldn't be any issue at all. So let me show you guys how this works, and if anybody wants a breakdown of the actual dimensions of each component, I'll be more than happy to show you guys. It's super simple, and like I said, wood, black spray paint, and screws, and you got yourself a racing seat. Oh, and a chair too, obviously. So it's almost like a race car cockpit. You gotta clamber in, lift your leg up, get in. But you can also just slide this thing back and forth, which is what I was talking about. You can just move this whole thing forward or backward depending on where you want it. And since it's so heavy, it's really not that heavy, but since it's heavy enough, no matter where you put it, the pedals aren't gonna slide, so they're really, really, really strong. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys a couple hot laps in the 458. Obviously this car is the paddle shift, so I'm not going to use the shifter, but you can see it's super solid, so even if I slam it, which you would probably never actually do it that hard. I mean, maybe you would if you're in a race or something and not really paying attention, but since it's plastic, you're going to give it a little bit more leeway than you would a real car, but it doesn't move and there's no shakes. You pretty much won't miss a gear because of the thing like shifting or changing position unless you actually mess it up. So super simple. So as you can see, super solid setup. I'm extremely happy with the way it turned out, especially considering it was less than $50. Took probably 2 or 3 hours of planning and actual execution to set it all up. Super simple, cuts and stuff, nothing crazy. You could get a little bit more tricky and add, a shifter that's lower, but the way we accounted for everything, it didn't really make sense with the budget and the time that we were putting into it to try and work out that. But as you saw just now when I braked all the way to the end of that straight, the car is easy to stop on full brake because your pedals don't slide, which is super frustrating when that happens. You don't have to constantly be moving your feet back to try and adjust them. So I highly recommend you do this, especially because it makes the game so much more enjoyable. You can play it for longer periods of time and be more comfortable. So if you're looking to do something cheap and have a lot of fun with it, this is the way to go.